What if I told you that the key to reigniting your confidence, your energy, and yes, even your intimacy isn't locked away in some expensive treatment or hidden in a bottle of pills? It's sitting in your kitchen right now. 1 cup, just one small habit every morning. That's all it took for men I've worked with, men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, to feel alive again. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. They didn't get there by accident. They made a choice. A quiet, powerful commitment to do one simple thing before breakfast. No prescriptions, no side effects, just a drink. And for some, that drink became the difference between distance and connection, fatigue and vitality, frustration and freedom. I'm Dr. Henry, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 of the most powerful natural drinks for circulation performance and overall male vitality. And let me be clear, this isn't fluff. These are time-tested, science-backed, doctor-recommended remedies. And the men who've used them, many of them thought their best days were behind them. They were wrong. You'll want to stay with me until the end, because the final drink on this list, it's a game changer. But even more importantly, it's not about the drink, it's about what happens next. Because when you support blood flow, you support everything that makes you feel like a man again. Let's begin. Before we dive into the drinks, let me introduce myself properly. I'm Dr. Henry. I've spent the last 30 years helping men, fathers, husbands, grandfathers, reclaim something they thought was gone for good. Not just their performance, but their sense of self. Over the years, I've sat across from men who once commanded rooms, built careers, led families. And yet in the quiet moments, they confessed they felt like shadows of themselves. It wasn't always about intimacy, not directly. Sometimes it was about energy, or confidence, or just waking up and not feeling flat. But deep down, it was all connected to the same thing: blood flow. The ability to move, to respond, to engage it all comes back to circulation. I've worked with retired engineers, military veterans, jazz musicians, former athletes, and they all shared one common thread: they wanted to feel like men again, not patients. And the truth, that shift didn't always come from surgery or prescriptions. More often than not, it started with a conversation, a decision, and one very simple daily habit, something they drank. So today I'm going to share with you the same strategies I've shared in my clinic. Real stories, real science, and natural tools that work. Because whether you're 60, 70, or beyond, your body hasn't forgotten how to respond. It just needs the right fuel to remember. Root cause, reframe. Let's clear something up right now. You've been told that what you're going through is just getting older. That lower energy, the lack of desire, the performance issues in the bedroom, they're normal, they say. But let me tell you the truth, it's not your age, it's your blood flow. See, most men over 60 are walking around with one silent issue: reduced circulation. And it doesn't just affect your heart, it affects everything. Your muscles, your brain, your stamina. And yes, your ability to feel desire, to stay strong, and to connect with your partner the way you used to. Here's what they don't tell you. Your arteries, the highways your blood travels through, start to stiffen over time. They narrow. They lose flexibility. And when that happens, it's like water trying to push through a kinked hose. Blood struggles to get where it needs to go, including the most important places for a man's physical connection and confidence. Now here's the hopeful part: blood flow can be improved naturally through the right foods, the right nutrients, and the right daily habits. And one of the most powerful, overlooked methods: drinks. Simple, natural drinks that support your arteries, your heart, your hormones, and give your body what it needs to respond. Because when your blood flows, everything flows. That's why today I'm going to walk you through 10 drinks I've used in my practice for decades. Drinks that help open up those pathways again and help you feel like yourself. Maybe for the first time in years. 10 drinks that can restore you. Now that you understand the real cause behind what's been holding you back, it's time to talk solutions. Because over the last 3 decades, I've seen firsthand what happens when the right drink meets the right man at the right moment. Energy comes back, confidence returns, and intimacy no longer feels like something from the past. It becomes part of your present again. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 powerful natural drinks, each one backed by science, and each one designed to help men like you restore circulation, support nitric oxide production, and reawaken what age and stress may have dulled. And this isn't theory. These are drinks I've personally recommended to hundreds of men over the years, men who thought their best days were behind them, until they started with just 1 cup each morning. Now I want you to stay with me all the way to the end, because the final drink I'll share might be the most powerful of them all. And around the 7th drink on this list, I'll introduce you to a natural formula that has taken everything we know about blood flow support and condensed it into 1 simple scoop a day. It's been a game changer for many of my patients. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start simple. Let's start with a vegetable most people ignore. That may quietly be the best kept secret for male vitality. Drink number 1, celery juice, the natural blood vessel opener. Our first drink, it's one you probably walk past in the produce aisle 100 times without a second thought. Celery. Now wait, don't tune out, because celery juice is one of the most underestimated remedies I've ever seen when it comes to male blood flow and performance. Let me tell you about Mark. Mark was 67 when he walked into my office. Former firefighter, tough as nails, but you could see it in his eyes something had shifted. "Doc," he said, "I feel like a dimmer switch has been turned down. I'm here, but I'm not me." We ran the tests. His heart. Okay, hormones not perfect but manageable. But his circulation, sluggish. His blood pressure was creeping up. Blood flow was compromised. I didn't reach for a prescription. I reached for celery. See, celery is rich in compounds called phthalides. These help relax the muscles in your artery walls, improving blood vessel flexibility and flow. It doesn't force your body to perform. It gently supports what it already knows how to do. And that's critical because when your arteries can open up more easily, more blood can reach the areas that matter most, including down there. But that's not all. Celery also reduces cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. And here's something not many people know. Chronic stress destroys your sex drive. Cortisol sabotages your testosterone, tightens your vessels, and kills desire. Celery helps ease that burden. For Mark, we started with 1 glass of celery juice every morning. Nothing fancy, just fresh celery, a little water blended and strained. That's it. A few weeks later, Mark walked back into my office, and this time he smiled. "I feel awake again," he told me, "like I'm back inside my body." His blood pressure had dropped, but more than that, his confidence had returned. His connection with his wife had deepened, and he stood taller, not physically, but emotionally. That's the real power of circulation. It's not just about performance, it's about presence. So if you're wondering whether something as humble as celery could really change anything, I'll tell you what I told Mark. Don't underestimate nature. 1 cup, every morning. That's all it takes to start the shift. And that was just the beginning. Because the next drink, it tastes like summer, but works like a gentle engine for your blood flow. Drink number 2, banana smoothie potassium-powered performance. The next drink on our list might seem almost too familiar, but don't let its simplicity fool you. The banana smoothie, when done right, is one of the most powerful natural ways to support circulation, energy, and confidence in men over 60. Let me introduce you to Leonard. Leonard was 71 when he came to see me, retired mail carrier, widowed for 5 years. He'd recently found someone new, a woman, who made his eyes light up again. But his voice was low when he told me, "Doc, I finally found love again. But I'm afraid I won't be able to keep up." That hit me, because this wasn't about ego. It was about connection. Leonard didn't want to feel like a 25-year-old. He just wanted to be present, to have enough in the tank to show up fully for the person he cared about. So we started with food, specifically the banana. See, bananas are packed with potassium, and that matters more than most men realize. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure, reducing the stress on your arteries, and allowing blood to move more freely, especially to the parts of the body that rely on fast, responsive flow. Here's something else. Even mild elevation in blood pressure can restrict those delicate vessels that support an erection, but potassium helps relax and widen those vessels naturally without pills. Bananas also offer vitamin B6, which supports hormone balance and testosterone production, natural sugars for a clean, stable energy boost. And when blended with a bit of almond milk or spinach, they create a nutrient-dense powerhouse that fuels performance from the inside out. We called it Leonard's Power Shake. He had it every morning: banana, a handful of spinach, splash of almond milk, touch of cinnamon. Within a month, Leonard's entire energy shifted. "I feel calm, grounded," he told me, Like my body's working with me again, not against me. And more importantly, his confidence was back. He no longer feared disappointing the woman he loved. He looked forward to showing up for her. That's what I want for you, because when your blood pressure is balanced, when your nutrients are dialed in, everything becomes easier, smoother, more reliable. That's the kind of foundation a man needs to thrive. And bananas, they build that foundation beautifully. But if you thought a smoothie was effective, wait until you meet the next drink. This one doesn't just energize you, it rebuilds your heart and helps bring your spark back from the inside out. Drink number 3, carrot juice. The spark returns. Now let's talk about one of the most honest, no-nonsense remedies I know. Carrot juice. No flash, no hype, just pure, vibrant fuel for your heart, your circulation, and your sense of vitality. I want to tell you about Harold. He was 66 when we met a retired mechanic who spent his life fixing engines, but now felt like his own was running cold. Doc, he said, I'm not just tired. I'm worn out. He wasn't sleeping well. He'd lost interest in intimacy, and worst of all, he didn't feel like himself anymore. I could see it in the way he sat, the way he spoke. It wasn't just physical, it was emotional exhaustion. So I gave him something unexpected, a daily glass of carrot juice. Here's why. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. That vitamin is essential for keeping your blood vessels healthy, strong, elastic, and open. And when blood vessels are working properly, so is your circulation, including where it matters most for male vitality. But there's more. Carrots also contain potassium for lowering blood pressure, natural sugars for clean, steady energy, antioxidants to reduce inflammation and protect the heart. The juice goes down, smooth, sweet, and nourishing, a perfect way to reset the system each morning. For Harold, we started small. 1 glass a day, freshly made or bottled, whatever was easiest. A few weeks later, he came back into my office with a slight grin. I feel like I can breathe again, he said. Even my wife noticed I've been humming around the house. That told me everything. Carrot juice didn't just improve his numbers, it lifted his spirit. And sometimes that's the first thing that needs healing. When blood flows better, when energy returns, when your mood lifts, everything else falls into place. And that's the beauty of this drink. It doesn't push, it supports. It rebuilds gently but steadily. So if you've been feeling run down, disconnected, or like something's missing, this might be the easiest way to start finding your rhythm again. But now I want to take you even deeper, because the next drink, it's not just about circulation, it's about awakening something that's been quiet for too long. Drink number 4, ginger tea stirring the fire. Some remedies don't just help, they awaken something inside you. That's exactly what ginger tea does. Let me introduce you to Richard, a 70-year-old jazz musician who came to my clinic with a quiet weight on his shoulders. Doc, he said, I still love my wife like the day I met her, but it feels like my body's forgotten how to respond. That kind of honesty takes courage. You see, Richard wasn't looking for a performance boost. He wanted to feel present again, to connect, to respond, to be fully there for the woman he shared his life with. And I knew exactly what he needed: warm circulation and hormonal support. That's ginger tea. Now here's what most people don't realize. Ginger is packed with compounds like gingerol and shogal. These act as natural anti-inflammatories, helping to relax blood vessels and improve blood flow. And when blood flows better, so does everything else. But ginger does more than that. It also helps support testosterone production. In fact, research has shown that regular ginger consumption can boost testosterone naturally, especially in aging men facing hormonal decline. That means better mood, more motivation, improved physical response, and a deep sense of being reconnected with your vitality. I asked Richard to drink 1 warm cup of ginger tea every evening. No complicated rituals, just sliced fresh ginger steeped in hot water with a bit of lemon or honey if he wanted. Within 3 weeks, his posture changed. He walked in with more lift in his shoulders, more rhythm in his voice, and he smiled as he said, Doc, I'm playing music again, and I'm not just playing for me. That told me everything. Ginger had stirred the fire inside him, the part that still wanted to show up in life with energy, with clarity, with love. That's what ginger does. It doesn't just warm your body, it warms your spirit. It gently reminds you that you're still here, still capable, still powerful. So if you've been feeling dulled, disconnected, or slow to respond, pour yourself a cup of ginger tea tonight. It's more than a drink, it's a reminder. And next, we'll look at a drink that's quiet, gentle, but powerfully consistent in its ability to restore you from the inside out. Drink number 5, green tea, fat-burning flow enhancer. Some remedies speak softly, but work powerfully. That's how I describe green tea. It doesn't come with hype. It doesn't taste like sugar or scream for attention. But when it gets into your system, it quietly transforms you one sip at a time. Let me tell you about Walter. Walter was 69, a retired history professor, the kind of man who took care of everyone around him, his students, his kids, even his neighbors. But when he sat in my office, I could tell he hadn't been taking care of himself. He wasn't there just because of intimacy issues. He wanted something deeper. I want to feel light again, he told me, not just in my body and my life, and I knew the perfect starting point. Green tea. Now here's why it's so powerful, especially for men over 60. Green tea is packed with compounds called catechins, particularly EGCG. These act as vasodilators, helping to improve blood vessel function and circulation. That means more oxygen-rich blood to the muscles, better response during moments of intimacy, and more sustained physical energy. But that's just the beginning. Green tea also supports fat burning, especially around the belly, boosts metabolism, helping you slim down naturally, lowers inflammation, which is often behind silent circulation issues. And here's something a lot of men don't realize. Belly fat isn't just about appearance. That extra weight around your midsection, it suppresses testosterone, raises estrogen, and puts a strain on your blood vessels. Green tea gently targets that without crash diets or stimulants. For Walter, I recommended a simple habit: 1 cup in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. He started calling it his reset ritual. And just a few weeks later, he returned with a different kind of energy, a lighter presence, a subtle spark in his eyes. I don't just feel better, he said. I feel more me. His belly had started to slim. His mornings felt easier. His intimacy no longer felt like a distant memory, all from a warm, earthy cup of green tea. Sometimes it's not the loud things that heal you. It's the quiet, consistent things that slowly rebuild your strength and your identity. Now, if green tea works quietly, the next drink is even gentler. But don't let that fool you, because it holds the kind of nourishment that brings your body back into balance, and for many men, it's the start of something extraordinary. Drink number 6, almond milk, the gentle healer. Not every remedy has to hit like a thunderbolt. Some work like a gentle hand on your back, steadying you, grounding you, reminding you of your strength without saying a word. That's almond milk. Let me tell you about Ron. Ron was 73, a retired postman, widower for a few years. And recently, he'd started reconnecting with an old friend from church. He sat across from me and said, "Doc, I'm not chasing my youth. I just want to feel like myself again." I nodded, because that's the heart of it for so many men. They're not looking for a miracle. They're just looking for a way back home to who they were before the stress, the stiffness, and the silence crept in. So I suggested he start every morning with a small glass of almond milk. Simple, yes, but incredibly powerful for the male body, especially after 60. Here's why. Almond milk is loaded with vitamin E, one of the most potent antioxidants for protecting your blood vessels. It helps reduce oxidative stress, the silent damage caused by time toxins and inflammation. And when your vessels are healthier and more flexible, blood flows more freely to every part of your body, including the ones responsible for intimacy. But almond milk doesn't stop there. It also provides magnesium, which helps relax your blood vessels, improve heart rhythm, and reduce blood pressure. Healthy fats for steady energy and hormone support. Calcium for bone strength and nerve function. And for men who are lactose intolerant or sensitive to dairy, almond milk is a perfect substitute. No bloating, no heaviness, just clean, nourishing support. Ron made it part of his morning routine. Sometimes he drank it plain. Other times he blended it into smoothies with banana spinach or cinnamon. 3 weeks later, he came back. He didn't talk numbers or lab results. He just said this: "I don't know how to explain it, but I feel more comfortable in my own skin." That's what happens when your body starts to heal, not in a loud way, but in the way you carry yourself, the way you breathe, walk, and look in the mirror. Ron eventually invited his friend to dinner. then another, and then, well, let's just say he had to reschedule his next appointment with me, said he had plans. No prescriptions, no procedures. Just a glass of almond milk and the quiet rebuilding of something most men forget they can reclaim. That's why I love this drink. It calms, it restores, it reminds you that your body isn't broken, it's just waiting for you to give it what it needs. And speaking of giving your body what it needs, the next drink on our list is loaded with a compound that your body uses to improve blood flow in every way that matters. And for men who want a stronger, more targeted solution, this is also where I introduce something even more powerful. Drink number 7, Spinach Smoothie, plus Nitric Boost Nitrate Powerhouse. Now we arrive at one of the most powerful drinks on this entire list. It doesn't taste flashy, it doesn't come in a fancy bottle, but inside your body it turns on the switch that powers everything from energy and mood to performance and connection. I'm talking about a spinach smoothie. Let me introduce you to Eugene. Eugene was 68, a retired railroad worker with strong hands and tired eyes. He told me, "Doc, I'm not ready to give up on feeling like a man, but things just aren't working like they used to." He wasn't angry, just honest, frustrated, a little embarrassed, but hopeful enough to sit across from me and ask for help. That's all I needed. I handed him a plan. At the top of the list, one spinach smoothie every morning. Why spinach? Because it's packed with natural nitrates, and your body converts those into nitric oxide. That one molecule, nitric oxide, is everything when it comes to blood flow. It helps relax and expand blood vessels, improving circulation to every part of your body, including the parts that make you feel strong, alive, and connected in moments of intimacy. But the power doesn't stop there. Spinach is also rich in magnesium, which helps relax blood vessels and improve nerve function. Iron for oxygen delivery and stamina. Vitamins A, C, and K, which support tissue health, hormone production, and immune balance. Eugene started blending one banana, a handful of spinach, a splash of almond milk, and a spoonful of peanut butter. He called it the Green Machine. A few weeks later, he walked into my office with a grin I hadn't seen before. "Doc," he said, "I'm waking up before my alarm again, and I'm not the only one who's noticed." That's what this drink did, not just for his energy, but for his presence, for his connection, for his manhood. Now, if you want to take that even further, there's something I've been recommending more and more lately. Because not every man wants to juice spinach every day, and some men need a faster, more concentrated dose of what nitric oxide can offer. That's where Nitric Boost comes in. Nitric Boost is a hardening tonic powder, not a capsule, designed to deliver what your body needs to naturally raise nitric oxide levels. It's made with L-citrulline, an amino acid that converts directly into nitric oxide. Beetroot extract, rich in performance-enhancing nitrates. Watermelon extract, nature's sweet source of citrulline and hydration. Just one scoop in water every morning, that's it. Some of my patients alternate it with their spinach smoothies. Others use it with their morning shake for extra potency. And what they've told me: sharper energy, better response, more stamina, more confidence. They describe it as waking up from a fog. Not a jolt, but a rising tide of vitality that builds quietly, then suddenly you realize you're back in your body again. So whether you blend spinach or use a scoop of Nitric Boost, the goal is the same: support nitric oxide, support blood flow, support the man inside you. And Eugene, he's still making a smoothie every morning, still waking up early, still enjoying the kind of connection he thought might be lost forever. It all started with one decision and one cup. Now, if spinach gets you going quietly, the next drink does it boldly with deep color, rich flavor, and results that show up fast. Drink number 8, Pomegranate Juice, the Heart Warrior. If there's one drink on this list that feels regal, rich in color, bold in flavor, and loaded with power, it's pomegranate juice. And when it comes to supporting male health after 60, this is more than just a sweet treat. It's a weapon. Let me tell you about Frank. Frank was 72, retired Army veteran, still walked with a straight back, still had a firm handshake, but lately something inside him had been slowing down. "Doc," he said, "I'm not ready to fade out, but lately it feels like my body's making that decision for me." He wasn't looking for shortcuts. He just wanted to feel steady again, strong, capable. So I handed him a bottle of 100% pure pomegranate juice. Here's why. Pomegranate juice is loaded with powerful antioxidants, especially one called punicalagin, a compound that doesn't just fight inflammation, but helps protect and repair the inner lining of your blood vessels. That means better circulation, lower blood pressure, and a stronger, more responsive vascular system everywhere it counts. But here's the part that catches most men off guard. Several studies have shown that pomegranate juice can directly improve erectile function, not through hormones, but by improving blood flow quality. It's like clearing a clogged highway. Suddenly everything moves better, faster, and smoother. But the benefits go beyond the bedroom. Pomegranate also reduces plaque buildup in arteries, supports healthy cholesterol, and gives your cardiovascular system a powerful daily boost. Frank started drinking a small glass every morning, usually with breakfast. A month later, he was a different man. "I feel like I've got fire back in the furnace," he told me. His workouts felt easier. His mood lifted. He was laughing more, moving more, showing up with energy he hadn't felt in years. And intimacy no longer something he feared, but something he welcomed again. That's the difference between surviving and thriving. Pomegranate juice delivers strength from the inside out. It clears the path literally and allows your body to respond the way it was always meant to. You don't need to drink a gallon, just a few ounces a day. It's bold, it's delicious, and it's medicine your body will thank you for. Now, if pomegranate is the heart warrior, the next drink on this list is the Sweet Recovery Agent, light, refreshing, and quietly packing one of the most important blood flow boosters known to man. Drink number 9, watermelon juice, Citrulline magic. There's something timeless about watermelon. It takes you back to summer, to lightness, to days when your body felt alive and effortless. But behind the sweet, refreshing taste of watermelon lies one of nature's most powerful tools for male vitality, citrulline. Let me tell you about Dennis. Dennis was 70, quiet, thoughtful, the kind of man who didn't complain but carried frustration like a heavy coat he never took off. "Doc," he told me, "even the things that used to come naturally, now they take effort, all of it." That kind of honesty is rare, and it always tells me one thing: this man hasn't given up. So I gave him something simple, a glass of watermelon juice, one every morning. He laughed at first. "You're telling me watermelon's gonna fix this?" he said with a raised eyebrow. I just smiled and told him to trust the process. Here's why watermelon is rich in L-citrulline, a natural amino acid. Once inside your body, citrulline converts into arginine, which then converts into, you guessed it, nitric oxide. And as we've already talked about, nitric oxide is the fuel for blood flow. The better your body can produce it, the better your blood vessels relax and open, the stronger your circulation becomes, and the more responsive and energized you feel. But that's not all. Watermelon juice also delivers hydration, which improves nutrient delivery and stamina. Vitamins A, C, and B6, supporting heart, nerve, and immune function. Serminorin, natural sugars for a gentle energy lift without the crash. And it tastes amazing. Dennis started drinking his glass every morning. Sometimes plain, sometimes blended with mint or lime. Just something refreshing to start his day. A few weeks later, he came back with a twinkle in his eye. "It's not just working again, Doc," he said. "I feel lighter, happier, like I got a part of myself back." That's what citrulline does. It doesn't force your body. It helps your body remember how to function. Not just in the bedroom, but in life. You move better. You think clearer. You respond with confidence instead of hesitation. Watermelon juice may be light and fun on the surface, but it carries the kind of power that changes a man's life when used consistently. And if that sounds impressive, the final drink on this list might just be the boldest of them all. It's earthy, it's intense, and it's what elite athletes use to boost stamina and circulation at the cellular level. Let's talk about the ultimate endurance fuel. Drink your 10 beetroot juice, the athlete's secret weapon. Our final drink might just be the most intense in color, in flavor, and in impact. Beetroot juice. If watermelon is light and sweet, beets are deep and bold. They don't whisper, they roar. And what they do inside the body is nothing short of remarkable. Let me tell you about Joe. Joe was 74, a retired firefighter, a man who had spent a lifetime running toward emergencies, carrying others, leading under pressure. But now he felt like he was fading out. He looked at me across the exam room and said, "Doc, I just need something that helps me feel like I'm still in the game." So I gave him a bottle of beetroot juice, and I told him this: it's not going to taste amazing at first, but if you give it a chance, it's going to open doors you thought were closed. Why? Because beets are loaded with natural nitrates. And just like with spinach and watermelon, those nitrates convert into nitric oxide, the key compound responsible for relaxing blood vessels and improving circulation. But beetroot juice takes it a step further. It doesn't just improve blood flow, it supercharges oxygen delivery. That's why endurance athletes drink beet juice before races. It helps the body use oxygen more efficiently, extend stamina, and recover faster. For men over 60, this means more energy. Stronger performance. Better responsiveness. And a quiet return of physical confidence. But the benefits go even deeper. Beetroot juice also lowers blood pressure. Sherbika reduces inflammation in the arteries. Supports liver function, helping the body clear toxins. Boosts mental sharpness by improving blood flow to the brain. Joe drank one small glass each morning. Earthy, intense, sometimes mixed with carrot or apple juice to mellow the taste. Within 2 weeks, he was moving differently, smiling differently, showing up with a little more fire in his step. Doc, told me I forgot how good it feels to be in motion. That hit me, because for Joe, it wasn't about fixing something that was broken. It was about rediscovering the man he always was and giving him the fuel to thrive again. That's what beetroot juice can do. It opens the vessels, rebuilds endurance, and reconnects you with a version of yourself that's still very much alive, just waiting for permission to come back. 1 glass every morning. That's all it takes. Now that you've heard about all 10 of these powerful natural drinks, you're probably wondering, how do I start? Let's bring it all together with a simple, realistic plan. One that fits your life, fuels your health, and helps you reclaim everything that matters. Bonus tip: create your weekly ritual. By now you've heard the stories, you've felt the shifts, you know the truth. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's just been waiting for you to give it the right tools. So the question is, where do you begin? Because I know what happens next. You finish this video, feel inspired, and then stare at a grocery list, wondering how to fit all 10 drinks into your day. You don't need to. You don't need a complete overhaul or a complicated routine. What you need is a ritual, something simple, repeatable, sustainable. So here's what I recommend to my patients, and it's what I want you to try. Start with just 1 drink a day. Pick the one that feels easiest, maybe celery juice, maybe almond milk, maybe watermelon. Then rotate through the list across the week. Monday could be beetroot, Tuesday banana smoothie, Wednesday ginger tea. Mix it up based on your taste and your schedule. You don't need perfection, you need momentum. And if you want a shortcut, a way to consistently support blood flow without relying on a blender every morning, that's where Nitric Boost comes in. Use it on the days you're short on time, or stack it with your smoothies for an extra layer of support. 1 scoop, 1 glass, 1 habit. Because what matters most isn't which drink you start with. It's that you start, that you give your body 1 moment every day to say, I care. I'm showing up. I'm ready to feel like myself again. That's what this ritual becomes over time, a small act of self-respect that leads to big results. So now let's wrap this up, because I want to leave you with something even more powerful than a drink. I want to leave you with a decision, one that could change the way you feel and the way you live from this day forward. Let me leave you with this. After 30 years of sitting across from men just like you, veterans, teachers, musicians, fathers, husbands, I've come to understand one powerful truth. The difference between a man who feels alive and a man who feels like he's slowly fading isn't always dramatic. It's not always some big transformation or a new medication or a major lifestyle change. Sometimes it's just one small decision, 1 cup, 1 morning, 1 quiet choice to stop surrendering and start rebuilding. You've now heard about 10 drinks each with the power to change the way your blood flows, the way your heart beats, the way your body responds. Let's recap. A celery juice opens the vessels and lowers stress. Banana smoothie fuels you with potassium and clean energy. City or carrot juice rebuilds your vessels and lifts your spirit. Ginger tea supports testosterone and warms your fire. Green tea burns fat and restores balance. Almond milk soothes and protects your heart. Spinach smoothie boosts nitric oxide and muscle response. Pomegranate juice clears arteries and reignites a connection. Watermelon juice delivers citrulline to fuel performance. Beetroot juice powers stamina, circulation, and endurance. And of course, Nitric boosts the concentrated tonic powder I recommend when you want to take all of that to the next level in just one scoop. But this isn't just about drinks, it's about you. The man who doesn't settle, the man who still wants to feel strong, confident, present. The man who looks in the mirror and knows there's more to give, more to feel, more to live. You're not past your prime, you're not broken, you're not finished. You're simply waiting for your body to remember how to heal. And that memory lives in your cells, in your blood, in your heart. It just needs a spark, a cue, a reason to start again. That reason could be sitting in your kitchen. So tomorrow morning, don't just reach for your phone. Reach for something that gives back, that restores, that rebuilds. One cup, one decision, one ritual that says I'm still here, I still matter, and I'm taking back what's mine. Your energy, your vitality, your manhood, and yes, your connection. Your wife will notice, but more importantly, you will.